Happening now, Jamestown lawmakers have reached a settlement with a construction company that allegedly caused flooding to the police and fire departments. And bail reform may be seeing some major changes. All of this on the heels of 2023's late budget. Plus, a local author spoke to us at WNY News Now about his horror novel set locally in Lakewood.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Bronson Rasmussen in for Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, the Jamestown BPU bi-yearly water main flushing begins this afternoon. At around 1 p.m., pre-flushing in the village of Faulkner will begin in the areas of Aldrin, Maple Shade, Ralph, and Valmere, with the entire village planned to be flushed from 8 p.m. Saturday overnight into Sunday. The remainder of the flushing will take place from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. from the beginning of May until the 10th, with no flushing on the weekend of 6th and 7th. Crews will also begin at 4:30 a.m. on May 3rd to accommodate downtown Jamestown and Fairmount Avenue businesses. During the flushing process, water is expected to be discolored, especially when crews are in your residence. The discolored water is expected to last anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. Anyone with questions or concerns are urged to call the Jamestown BPU customer service at 716-661-1660. Now, full maps showing where and when flushing will take place can be found on the BPU's webpage at www.jamestownbpu.com. Well, the city of Jamestown has finally settled a lawsuit with a construction company that was hired to renovate Tracy Plaza. In 2017, the city of Jamestown hired Patterson Stevens to renovate Tracy Plaza that sits above both the Jamestown Fire Department and Jamestown Police Station, alongside a parking garage. While construction was underway, a massive leak of rainwater occurred in the lower levels, causing damages. Since then, the city filed a lawsuit against the construction company in 2019, claiming that Patterson was responsible for the leak, but not properly secured the area, ultimately being settled in 2020. Patterson, in turn, also sued the city for a breach of contract, stating that the city owed them for work done at the plaza. In a settlement reached this week by the Corporation Council, they are finally able to settle the dispute.
A couple of years ago, we ended up taking a settlement from them over the fire department. And just so a bit of clarity and background, this lawsuit involves negligence, or we allege negligence against them for shoddy work done via the roof of the police department and the fire department. Those turned into two different lawsuits.
Going forward, the city will no longer employ their services for construction. Well, a barbecue fundraiser for Jamestown's Juneteenth Scholarship Fund is set for this Saturday. The barbecue will feature a slew of different things to do, from a basket raffle, local vendors with beers and wine slushies, to, of course, food. Tickets for the dinner are $15 each and include a half chicken, potato or macaroni salad, baked beans, and a roll. Juneteenth organizer Regina Brackman says that the proceeds from the event will go towards a scholarship fund and other Juneteenth celebrations.
We're doing a basket raffle and a chicken barbecue, and lots of donations. A lot of people have given baskets. Missy's got a basket for me. Just a great opportunity to get out again to just bringing Juneteenth to the people. And this is truly a fundraiser where we intend to raise the funds that we're going to need to get to the scholarship.
The Juneteenth barbecue will take place this Saturday, April 29th, from noon to 7 p.m. at the Morton Club in Jamestown. And changing gears a little bit, we're going to get a first check for our weather forecast, Andrew, and that chicken barbecue sounds really good, but how is it going to look that day?
Well, I mean, It sounds good, but hopefully it's nice weather, because hopefully you also enjoyed the sunshine we had yesterday, because that sunshine is long gone now. A live look from Warren in the sky cam down there, and the rain's starting to come down out there, and you'll see that rain coming down on First Defense Doppler radar. These rain showers are moving from south to north, and it will continue to move south to north through the rest of the day, eventually getting to the Buffalo area later this afternoon. The high yesterday, we made it to a high of 60 degrees, which is just a couple of degrees below where our average should be. The low was 30 degrees yesterday, and the record high for today was 89, set back in 1990. The record low of 22, set back in 1934. So here is that forecast for the afternoon. Mainly cloudy skies out there. The rain showers will continue to overspread the region through the rest of the afternoon with a southwest wind of 15 to 20 miles per hour, and highs today will range from the low to mid 50s, maybe closer to the upper 50s inland. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Andrew, we'll see you then. As WNY News Now continues, bail reform may see some major changes as a finalized New York State budget begins to appear. And later, the Buffalo Bills have begun picking their newest players. We take a look at the latest developments. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Mackermites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
A Massachusetts U.S. District Court judge had tough words in court Thursday for the lawyer for the Air National Guardsman suspected of leaking classified data to social media. Now the judge asked, someone under the age of 30 has no idea that if they put something on the internet that it could end up anywhere in this world? Emily Schmidt reports on the new information we're learning about the suspect, Jack Tiersa, and the debate about whether he should remain behind bars.
Lawyers painted two different views of Jack Teixeira. Prosecutors called the 21-year-old a flight risk and an attractive candidate for a foreign government to recruit. Teixeira's lawyers said his client never meant to disrupt U.S. geopolitical affairs and accused prosecutors of exaggerating Teixeira's danger to national security.
Everyone across Capitol Hill, but particularly members of the Intelligence Committee, are focused on understanding exactly how this happened, what went wrong, how this individual had a security clearance in the first place, and then how there were no red flags triggered every time he was accessing information that he should not have been accessing.
Government documents submitted before Teixeira's detention hearing reveal photos of his bedroom, a gun locker filled with multiple weapons, and a pennant with a Russian military insignia. Photos of what documents say were destroyed electronics, and records from his social media, where the government alleges Teixeira said if he had his way, he would kill a ton of people. and discussed wanting to make a minivan into an assassination van. Court filings also allege he searched terms like Uvalde and Ruby Ridge and subjects related to Russia and Ukraine on classified government systems.
Broadly speaking, the department is looking at our security process, as I mentioned, right, to include the process by which we vet and provide security clearances.
Teixeira's father told the judge if his son was released to his custody, he would report if he broke any conditions of his release. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
At around 8 p.m. last night, New York State Governor Kathy Hochul announced a conceptual agreement on a finalized state budget, 27 days after the original deadline. Now the $229 billion budget has had all of the major decisions made, so now budget bills can start being printed. Now that the agreement has been approved, the state's constitution requires budget bills to age 3 days once they are printed. This is one of the latest state bills in more than a decade. The last significantly late budget was in 2010.
I know this budget process has taken a little extra time, but our commitment to the future of New York was driving this, and I believe today we'll be able to unveil the concepts of a framework that'll reveal that what was important is not a race to a deadline, but a race to the right results.
Lawmakers will likely be voting on the budget bills early next week. Well, now, after the month's delay, the New York State budget has finally begun finalization. The reason for the delay? Bail reform changes. The new agreement would remove a requirement that judges choose the least restrictive means to ensure defendants return to court, giving judges the discretion to hold violent crimes accountable.
The agreement removes what is known as the least restrictive means standard, which many judges have said tied their hands. It gives judges discretion. They need to hold violent criminals accountable, while still upholding our commitment to a justice system that is fair and accessible to all.
In 2019, lawmakers made many changes aimed at keeping defendants who couldn't afford bail from being jailed. However, those changes have been the subject of criticism that judges were being deprived of a tool that they could use to hold people likely to commit new crimes. While Pennsylvania skill games have become very popular in recent years, however, the tens of thousands unregulated slot machines, like games that have operated in a gray area through Pennsylvania, now advocates for skill games want to see them taxed and regulated. Our PA State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon has more.
The growing popularity and legal debate of skill games is shaking up Pennsylvania's gambling industry. State police say they're illegal gambling devices and have seized them from establishments. But is it really gambling if it's based on skill and a player could win every time if they're good enough?
A skill game, you remove that chance element and you insert predominant skill, and you can win every single time. It's been proven in court. It's been proven by experts.
Mike Barley is the Chief Public Affairs Officer for Pace-O-Matic. His company powers Pennsylvania skill games and has a unique ask for the legislature.
We want you to regulate us, and we want to pay additional taxes.
State Senator Gene Yaw has been on board for years.
Estimates are somewhere between maybe $200 and $300 million a year to the Commonwealth.
Yaw is sponsoring bipartisan legislation known as the Skill Video Gaming Act to provide uniform regulations. The legislation places skill games under the Department of Revenue instead of the Gaming Control Board and proposes a 16% tax rate, almost a third of the rate for casino slots.
You have an industry that wants to be regulated, wants to be taxed, and we need the income from it.
Business owners with the Pennsylvania Taverns and Players Association say they also need the income from it.
They make a huge difference in our community.
Kelly Scott says skill games provided supplemental income during a challenging time.
A lot of our bars were at the point where they were going to close. Some of those locations now have been able to hire more employees, they've remodeled.
But critics say they're taking money away from the PA lottery and from seniors.
You go in the convenience store and you see a skill game game in a lottery machine, put the money in a lottery machine. You know, you're helping seniors. It's absolutely something that the state has got to address. These machines are draining millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions from older Pennsylvanians who rely on the lottery.
In Harrisburg, Brendan Scanlon reporting.
Brendan, thank you. The State Police Attorney General and others all maintain that skill games are illegal, with several court cases unfolding over this, including in the state Supreme Court in Harrisburg. Well, the Buffalo Bills had a late first-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. However, with an amazing tight end rookie still on the docket, the Buffalo Bills general manager decided to switch gears. Now, originally, the Buffalo Bills were going to trade back on the first round, but to pick up Utah tight end Dalton Kincaid, the Bills could not resist. The Bills traded their 27th selection and 4th-round pick to select Kincaid, allowing the football team to select before the Dallas Cowboys, who were suspected of also taking Kincaid. Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane believed that this was the best pick for the Bills, seeing lots of potential from him. Listed at 6'4" and 246 pounds, Kincaid was Utah's top receiver, finishing with 70 catches for 890 yards, scoring 8 touchdowns in 12 games last season. Barring trades, Buffalo is scheduled to make the 59th and 91st picks today. Now, among Buffalo's most notable losses were starting linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, running back Devin Singularity, and lot receiver Isaiah McKenzie. But as for his additions, were guard Connor McGovern, safety Tyler Rapp, and running back Damian Harris. Well, coming up, we meet our furry friends of the week, looking for their forever home. And later, we check in with a local author on their latest story, all based on local places. But first, we return with a full look at our full weather forecast when WNY News Now returns.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Caitlin Armstrong.
Land has been quite the experience.
Slow down. Slow down and move over. Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights, vests,
please give us some room.
slow down. Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
to help you.
to save you.
Despite the danger.
This
danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macromites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day.
Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help.
When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
With coverage that matters, This is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Currently in downtown Jamestown, we got some rain showers falling out there. 52 degrees is the current temperature at Jamestown Airport with a southeast wind of 14 miles per hour and a wind gust of 22 miles per hour. Well, continuing with our theme on Severe Weather Awareness Week, one more day tomorrow. Our topic today is flash flooding, raining outside, and our topic is flash flooding. Flash flooding poses one of the greatest risks to life and property. So here's some important things you need to know about flash flooding. It takes 6 inches of fast-moving water to knock a person off their feet. 12 inches or 1 foot of water or in standing water can float your car away, and about 2 feet of water can float away a truck or an SUV. So if you see a flooded roadway or come up to it and you don't know how deep it is, you want to turn around and don't drown. Don't try to drive yourself through the water because you just don't know how deep it is, and you want to make sure you can save your life and save property. So again, turn around and don't drown if you come across flash flooding. And speaking of flash flooding, the NOAA Weather Outlook Center has us under a day 3 risk for flash flooding, mainly for the eastern portions of our region on Sunday. We could get some moderate to heavy rain on Sunday. It could cause some marginal flooding. That means there is a 5% chance to see flash flooding within 25 miles of any location. Here's what's happening across the Northeast right now. We got a low pressure system across Ohio. That's the culprit for this round of rain that's pushing north through the region. We'll have a brief reprieve from the heavy rain tomorrow before we get into another low pressure system on Sunday. That will again bring more rain to the region. So here it is on Futurecast. Rain will continue to move south to north across the region through this afternoon. As we get into the night, the widespread rain will come to an end, and we'll be left with just some scattered rain showers overnight. And that's basically going to be the forecast for tomorrow. Scattered rain showers throughout the day tomorrow. We might even get a couple breaks in the cloud cover and see some sunshine later tomorrow afternoon outside those rain showers. And then scattered rain showers will continue through the night tomorrow night and into early morning hours of Sunday before that next low pressure system moves up to our east and brings more widespread to the region on Sunday. Well, if we can get through the rain, well, hopefully Mother Nature will calm down, and the rain tomorrow night is open tonight at State Line Speedway. We'll have a couple of showers to deal with, but we also should see some dry time. We are hopeful the race will be able to get in. Temperatures, if you go out there tomorrow, will range from the start of the race around 6, 7 o'clock in the mid-50s, dropping into the upper 40s throughout the rest of the night. And now the extended forecast powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. In terms of temperatures over the next few days, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s, but the rain is going to continue through the weekend and into early next week, and going to go back down into the 40s early next week. And yeah, rain every single day, and hopefully we do dry out by the end of next week.
Rain, rain, go away. And it does seem, Andrew, that our theme today is flooding. How interesting is that?
It could be snowing, and it could be dealing with feet of snow.
Well, in an effort to help our furry friends find their forever home, WNY News Now is partnering with Chautauqua County Humane Society in a segment called The Pet of the Week. Unfortunately, Brian Papley could not make it to the studio today, but he did show us some furry friends.
Hi Bronson, welcome to the cat colony here at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. We have 2 great cats. We have Osiris and Estella, and they have put in a busy week. They love to play, but it's Friday, so they're chilling out. Look at those toe beans. They might take a little bit to warm up to you, but is definitely going to be worth the wait. They don't have to go home together, but as you can see, they might not mind it either. So anybody interested can come on down to the Chautauqua County Humane Society. We'll be open today until 5:30, tomorrow from 11 to 3, and they can fill out an application. You can start online if you want at chqhumane.org, and you can come down and meet these 2 great cats, or maybe some of the other cats here at the Humane Society. Don't forget, Pennies for Paws ends on Sunday. We're trying to get 2 million pennies. Right now we're just over 1.5 million, so you can donate online, chqhumane.org. Thank you, Bronson.
Brian, thank you. To learn more about any of our furry friends or other residents at the shelter, be sure to contact Chautauqua County Humane Society at 716-665-2209 or visit chqhumane.org. WNY.org. Well, next, we hear from the authors of a horror-based novel of a real-life stretch of road in Lakewood.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Blood and Lures, Roku TV, Channel 716.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Two friends turned authors passed the time amidst the COVID pandemic by collaborating to write a horror novel pulling inspiration from the works of Stephen King and their own hometown. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live in the studio today with more on the horror-themed novel based on its namesake, Shadyside Road in Lakewood.
That's right, Bronson. Now, the pair of writers are holding a presentation event this weekend at the Prendergast Library in the Fireplace Room for the public to come in, ask some questions, and purchase their own copy of Shadyside.
At noon, we were going to be doing a talk where we're going to take you through kind of our upbringing living here in this area, take you through the process of how we wrote Shadyside, and then do a Q&A and a book reading, and then let people kind of ask any questions they want one-on-one, buy a book. They'll be there for purchase if they want to check it out. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This was an actual house on Shadyside. It takes place mostly on its namesake, Shadyside. That is my co-author, Jared Drosy. It's his childhood home where we wrote this book. And now we used fake numbers and things like that, house numbers, in the actual book itself. But the majority of the story was set at that house where he grew up, and we spent, I'd say, at least 60-70% of the time writing at that house and in the wooded area out back. So we really kind of lived the experience of what we were writing.
The book went through many development stages to get where it is today.
It is a horror novel that takes place in the Lakewood and Jamestown area, set in the 1980s. So the book itself, I mean, it changed a lot as we were writing it. But I'd say it follows two characters, and you kind of learn about two characters who have similar things happen in their life, but who react very differently and have very different outcomes to those adversities, to those traumas.
Emerson explains that the story of Shadyside isn't over yet.
We are looking at 2 books that will follow Shadyside. So the next one that will be coming out, I will say, is a prequel. And I think the way we set this up was really unique. So what happens if you read Shadyside, you will get to read the first chapter of the prequel. And it's a book that a character finds at his grandparents' house in Shadyside.
This Saturday in the Fireplace Room at the Prendergast Library from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome to attend to meet the authors, ask questions, and purchase your own copy of the book.
That is pretty cool, Alyssa. It's really nice to see a very local book. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. But we will leave you with a little special thing. We have a very exclusive story coming our way Monday that you'll only find here at WNY News Now.
You won't want to miss it.
Oh, not at all. We'll leave you with this live look over Chautauqua Lake. We'll see you next time.